Gaucher Disease, an incurable disease caused by a genetic mutation, which results in the sticky buildup of a fatty substance called glucocerebroside in the spleen, liver, and bone marrow. You can liken that to a situation where the garbage collectors in the city go on a strike, leaving the sticky trash to pile up everywhere. When this happens, different ominous signs begin to spring up in the body: an enlarged spleen and liver, intense pain in the bones and joints that make you walk around with creaking sounds, fractures, and severe fatigue, to mention a few. This doesn't stop here. Bone complications and organ swelling may also occur, worsening the situation, which, of course, can only be managed until death calls. Tay-Sachs Disease, a deadly genetic condition where the brain cells accumulate toxic substances, resulting in the total breakdown of the entire system. You know, the brain is like a supercomputer. As a matter of fact, it's more than that, as it processes myriads of tasks every counting seconds. But then, for some reason, glitches begin to occur, and the brain can no longer function as it should. The disease is caused by a defect in the production of the hexa gene, which cleans up the brain's nerve cells and prevents overload. This menace shows up as early as infancy in the victims. You might just notice that a healthy baby at birth suddenly becomes unable to see, hear, or move as the child experiences regression in motor movements and chronic muscle weakness, which can lead to multiple seizures and eventually paralysis. Lupus, a tragic autoimmune disease that involves your body fighting itself to death. You see, the immune system is there to help you battle against health threats. But when that same system begins to fight against you, you know there's big trouble. The actual cause of lupus has remained a mystery, so also the cure is unknown to date. But some of the signs it shows include incessant fatigue, joint pains, fever, and distinct butterfly-shaped rashes around the cheek area like an initiation stamp. These symptoms come up in bits in some persons, while in others, it rushes like a flood. Lupus sponsors your immune system to battle against you and begins to damage your vital organs one after the other, like a maniac who cannot be stopped from raging. Sickle cell disease. This is a genetic problem traceable to a wrong genotypic match. Suppose two people of incompatible genotypes decide to have a baby. In that case, there's a chance that the baby will have a sickle cell. Check out the following genotype combination: AS and AS, AS and SS, SS and SS. Any of these combinations will probably produce a sickle cell. But what's the thing with the sickle cell? You see, a mutation occurs with the HBB gene, responsible for producing hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen. The affected cells are shaped like crescents or sickles, which makes it difficult to pass through blood vessels. When this happens, it becomes difficult for blood to flow well in the body, and this causes a lot of complications. Sickle cell patients often experience painful episodes called crises, where blood is clogged, resulting in chest, joints, and abdominal pains. They can also struggle with the swelling of hands and feet, anemia, exposure to infections, and delayed growth in children. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. You can call it COPD for short. If you're a chain smoker, you work in a place where you're exposed to gases, or you live and stay around polluted air, it's not so good news. But you are a potential victim of COPD. This disease is a slow poison. You wouldn't even know that a death agent is lurking around in your system until it begins to manifest through your persistent cough, constant shortness of breath, and an airtight chest. It's more like you're trying to breathe through a straw. As time goes on, you'll notice that your breathing becomes so complicated that you'll be gasping for the next breath. This opens you to several lung infections, constant stress, and weight loss. Meanwhile, there's no cure for this, so you can only depend on steroids and oxygen therapy to manage it. Rheumatoid arthritis, the deadly, unwanted guest that puts asunder to your joints. You see, the reason why you can move your legs and swing your arms conveniently is that your ball and socket joints are in perfect shape, just like a door with well-oiled hinges. For rheumatoid arthritis patients, the story is not the same. Let's just say, for reasons unknown, their doors are not so well-oiled. So there will be creaking sounds here and there, making discomforting noises. This disease is a result of the immune system fighting against the joints for no reason known to the medical world. The joints start to become weak and barely ready to move, especially in the mornings. It can render a person immobile for many hours, which can gradually decline into joint deformity and paralysis. Multiple sclerosis, a self-inflicted incurable disease that affects the functionality of the nervous system. The nervous system is like a high connectivity system of tissues and muscles that help the body carry out tasks fast and easily. Let's say some notorious rats eat up the connecting wires here and there. Glitches are bound to happen, and maybe an entire breakdown of the system. Multiple sclerosis is a result of the immune system mistakenly attacking nerve coverings and disrupting communication between the brain and other organs. This disease manifests with signs of fatigue, numbness, vision issues, and lack of coordination. Over time, it becomes increasingly difficult to lead a normal life because the body will be too weak to be used as it normally should. Although incurable, it can be managed through physical therapy and supervised medications. Type 1 diabetes. A tragic occurrence of the body's immune system betraying the body and causing it havoc that can be healed. The cause of this disease is not totally explainable, but it's believed to be a combination of genetic and environmental factors. For some reason, the immune system turns to fight against the body by eliminating the beta cells in the pancreas, resulting in the shortage of insulin supply. Should that happen to you, here's how to know. You may start to notice a sudden increase in your water intake. The toilet becomes your frequent tour space, and you may shed a lot of weight together with the struggle to see things clearly. The highest point is that your body fails to manage a balanced sugar level. This can lead to heart disease and kidney failure over time. So you need to get on insulin injections and an adjusted lifestyle to help maintain your sugar levels, as this stuff has no known cure. Alzheimer's disease, a menace that slowly and progressively wipes out both the memory and cognitive functions of its unlucky victims. Just imagine storing up important information on a storage card, and then whenever you need to refer to them, you notice that they are getting deleted bit by bit until you realize that the storage is becoming almost empty. This is the case with this incurable ailment. What happens is that when there is an abnormal buildup of proteins in the brain, it disturbs the flow of neural communication, so you may begin to lose what has been stored up. The moment you start to notice signs of confusion, forgetfulness, and sometimes finding it difficult to complete a task you're familiar with, just know you have to seek help immediately. Although there may not be a cure, you'll still be able to manage this condition through medications and therapy. HIV/AIDS, one of the most popular deadly diseases that still has not been able to be cured. It is caused by a virus that specifically targets immune cells in the body. 9 out of 10 times it spreads through contact with certain body fluids like blood, vaginal fluids, semen, and breast milk from an infected person. Now, what really happens is that HIV, which is human immunodeficiency syndrome, weakens the immune system, leading to acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, or AIDS, if not treated on time. The early symptoms of HIV or AIDS include sore throat, fever, fatigue. Sounds like normal illnesses, right? That's the deceptive part of it. A victim might not really pay attention that danger is looming until it probably degenerates into a severe and persistent fatigue, abnormal weight loss, and frequent infections. This can take as long as months to occur, and when it gets to this stage, only management can help keep the victim alive. There is no known cure for this. Advanced stage cancer. The exact cause of cancer has remained an unsolved puzzle despite the intensity of research. It has also defied being curable regardless of all efforts. However, lifestyle factors like smoking, unhealthy diet, and exposure to some toxic substances have been linked with cancer, but they have not been proven as exclusive causes in any way. When cancer gets to an advanced stage, it appears as malignant cells, which have grown in size and numbers and have spread throughout the body, wreaking havoc. Symptoms include persistent pain, weight loss, and difficulty breathing. It is only a matter of time before cancer claims the lives of its victims. And even with the evolution of chemotherapy, radiation therapy, and palliative care, cancer can only be managed and never be cured.